Big Ten Player of the Year. 3-time Nancy Lieberman Award recipient. 2-time Wade Trophy winner.
A.A. Wilson, the face of South Carolina basketball, is finally getting her jersey retired on February 2nd, a huge moment. Right? Well, not so fast, because on that same day, Caitlin Clark is also having her jersey retired by Iowa, and the hype around Caitlin is absolutely swallowing A's moment whole. The contrast couldn't be clearer. While Caitlin Clark's fans are turning her jersey retirement into the biggest event in college. Basketball history A.A. Wilson ceremony looks like an afterthought, and let's be real, South Carolina isn't doing this now because they suddenly realize the jaw is legendary. They're doing it so they don't get completely overshadowed by Caitlin Clark. So how did we get here? Why did South Carolina take almost 7 years to honor their greatest player? And why does it feel like a Jaw Wilson's moment is being stolen in real time?
He's a 6-foot guard from West Des Moines, Iowa, the reigning WNBA Rookie of the Year, and the greatest of all time, number 22, Caitlin Clark.
Stephanie White is there with Caitlin Clark and Amber Cox. Is there Let's Break It All Down. A.A. Wilson left South Carolina in 2018 as the most dominant player in school history. She won a national championship, multiple Player of the Year awards, and changed the program forever. Yet for some reason it's taken South Carolina almost 7 years to retire her jersey. They claim it's because of a school policy players must wait at least 5 years before having their jerseys retired, but we're now pushing 7 years. In South Carolina suddenly decided 2024 is the perfect time. Coincidence? Not a chance. They see what's happening with Caitlin Clark. Iowa is retiring Caitlin's jersey immediately, no waiting period, no delays, because they recognize greatness when they see it. Meanwhile, South Carolina dragged their feet on a Jaw Wilson until they realize they get left fine in the conversation. So instead of celebrating a Jay's legacy on her own terms, this now feels like a reaction to Caitlin Clark's unstoppable hype. Train, and trust me, a Jaw Wilson knows it too. Clark isn't just getting her jersey retired, she's selling out arenas at record speed. The moment Iowa announced her retirement ceremony, fans rushed to get tickets, turning the event into a must-watch spectacle. Meanwhile, a Jay's ceremony, it's happening, but the buzz just isn't there. Why? Because Caitlin Clark isn't just a great player, she's a movement. She's breaking the records weekly. She's pulling NBA-level TV ratings. Her games are selling out entire arenas in minutes. People don't just want to watch Caitlin Clark play, they want to be part of history. And that's exactly why her jersey retirement is turning into a major event, while a J is feeling like a footnote.
Looking back, first of all, 4 years went so fast. It's not hard to wrap my head around the things that we accomplished, but at the same time, people don't realize.
South Carolina had years to make a Jaw moment special, but now it's just another thing happening on Caitlin Clark Day. A. Wilson isn't the type to complain publicly, but let's be honest, she sees exactly what's happening. She recently spoke about feeling disrespected in the WNBA, and this situation just adds another layer. Imagine being one of the best players of your generation, waiting years for your school to honor you, only for them to finally do it at the worst possible time when everyone is talking about someone.
And you may be in Indiana now, but you're always a Hawkeye.
Let's be clear, South Carolina should have done this years ago. Instead, they hesitated. And now a Jay's moment is getting overshadowed by forces beyond her control. If they had honored her in 2022 or even 2023, she would have had the spotlight all to herself. But now February 2nd belongs to Caitlin Clark.
You know, she's truly generational. She changed the world. She did all the things, and people always ask Lisa and myself, did you think she was going to be that good? And we thought she would be All-American, and we believed she could take us to the Final Four. But did we think she would become the most recognizable athlete on the planet? Probably not at that point. But what's been so incredible about Caitlin is, I said it often, very few people can deliver every night. If you wanted her to shoot a logo, she did it. As a pass from the, 3/4 length of the court, maybe a little sassy with the ref, she did it.
A'ja Wilson may be a two-time WNBA MVP and a dominant force on the court, but when it comes to jersey sales, she might as well be on the dollar menu at McDonald's. Seriously, her jersey is barely worth the cost of a Big Mac and fries, while Caitlin Clark's jersey is a luxury item priced at well over $100. Clark's jersey is disappearing off shelves faster than Supreme Drop Day. It's like trying to resell a pair. A LeBron signature Knicks versus some no-name discount sneakers sitting in the clearance aisle. At Walmart, one has people camping out and fighting over it in store, while the other needs a buy one get one deal just to move units. But it's not just about jersey sales. Look at the atmosphere surrounding these two players. Caitlin Clark's jersey retirement at Iowa was the equivalent of a Taylor Swift concert, sold out, packed to the rafters, with fans paying top dollar to witness history. Meanwhile, a J.W. Wilson ceremony at South Carolina, they were basically handing out tickets like Oprah gives away. Cars, you get a seat, everybody gets a seat. Let's one more time for next. This brings us back to the Caitlin Clark effect. Every year the WNBA has had MVPs, but none have ever shaken up the game like this. Let's put this into perspective. The WNBA has had legends Diana Taurasi, Subbird, Maya Moore, but none of them have moved merchandise, sold out arenas, and shifted TV ratings like Caitlin. Clark's jersey sells out faster than a PlayStation 5 during the pandemic. Jaws you. Could probably pick one up at an end-of-season clearance sale. Ticket demand. Clark's games are standing room only, with resale prices hitting NBA-level numbers. Meanwhile, South Carolina was practically begging people to show up for a Jay's Big Moment TV ratings. When Clark plays, even non-basketball fans tune in. She's making ESPN executives pop champagne every time she steps on the court. It's like comparing Michael Jordan's first sneaker deal to someone playing in Payless Lights 1 is a cultural.
Weird feeling coming back here and not being able to play, but it's just really exciting time still for this program. I'm very fortunate to be a part of it and feel very lucky that a lot of my former teammates and former coaches are here and able to support me, and a lot of friends and family. So I'm just really lucky.
Phenomenon the other is just a good player, weird feeling coming back here and not being able to play, but it's just really exciting time still for this program. I'm very fortunate to be a part of it and feel very lucky that a lot of my former teammates and former coaches are here and able to support me, and a lot of friends and family. So I'm just really lucky. And let's not forget the sponsorship deals Clark's major deals have already positioned her as the future face of the sport. AA Wilson, despite her accolades, is playing catch-up when it comes to commercial influence. A'ja Wilson was South Carolina's greatest player ever. But if they had retired her jersey in 2022 or even 2023, this moment wouldn't feel like an afterthought. Instead, they dragged their feet, and now she's having to share the stage with the biggest phenomenon in women's basketball history. South Carolina fans will celebrate her no.
This guy says everybody will remember Caitlin Clark around the world, and Asia will be remembered by her 100 fans. One is on national TV and tickets are 10 times the price in the face of basketball. The other is on some regional network because she doesn't move the needle.
Doubt, but the national buzz, the viral moments, the cultural significance, all of that belongs to Caitlin Clark. It's not fair, but sports history doesn't wait for anyone. When a generational superstar arrives, everything else gets put on pause. One is setting the market to the other is just for the ride. This guy says everybody will remember Caitlin Clark around the world, and Asia will be remembered by her 100 fans. One is on national TV and tickets are 10 times the price in the face of basketball. The other is on some regional network because she doesn't move the needle, and that's why February 2nd will be remembered for Caitlin Clark. Not A'ja Wilson. Not even at $16 a pop can A'ja Wilson get enough people to buy her jersey, while Caitlin Clark's fans are watching her every move like sneakerheads tracking the next Jordan drop. Maybe Ajah Wilson's struggles with popularity aren't just about the game itself. Maybe it's about how she's positioned herself in the narrative. She went from being one of the WNBA's most likable superstars to someone crying racism whenever Caitlin Clark gets a moment in the spotlight. Wilson was always a fan favorite until she decided to go scorched earth on Caitlin Clark's success. Instead of embracing the new wave of popularity Clark brought to the game, she made some of the nastiest comments about how Caitlin was only famous because she's white. Kelsey Plum, a white player, was the NCAA's all-time leading scorer before Caitlin Clark, but she never had Clark's impact. Sabrina Asu, another white star, was a college sensation, but even she didn't pull Clark-level TV ratings, jersey sales, and game attendance. So if race were the biggest factor, why didn't these players cause the same buzz? The truth is Caitlin Clark is special. She plays with a flashy, dynamic, and electrifying style that turns every game into a must-watch event. Instead of acknowledging Clark's generational talent, Ajah Wilson chose the easy throughout, blaming race. That decision alienated her from fans who just wanted to watch great basketball. Caitlin Clark is out here putting up numbers that make NBA scouts drool, while Ajah Wilson is throwing Twitter tantrums. That's the real difference. Fans gravitate towards authenticity, excitement, and game-changing talent. Caitlin Clark delivers that night after night. She's pulling up from Steph Curry range, dropping triple-doubles like candy on Halloween, and playing with a swagger that makes every possession feel like a viral moment waiting to happen. Ajah Wilson, she's a dominant force in the WNBA, but her personality shift has hurt her brand. Fans don't like EXCUs making entitlement and unnecessary race baiting. They want winners, showstoppers, and entertainers. And the numbers prove it. Meanwhile, Ajah Wilson's jersey can't even clear the shelves at a clearance sale. That's not racism, it's reality. With the All-Star MVP trophy, either way on what the WNBA have done promoting this is good. And I do feel like just like what everything in life. Like if when WNBA is doing something bad, if I'm going to call it out, I'm going to talk the WNBA doing a good job as well. And I think, look, everything involved, I made a video about it. And I'm like, every single thing involved with this jersey retirement, when at the end of the day, Ajah Wilson had a choice: embrace Caitlin Clark as a rising star who brings more money, exposure, and opportunity to the WNBA, or fight against her and look bitter she chose the wrong path instead of celebrating the fact that Clark's popularity means bigger paychecks for all WNBA players. Wilson has spent her time throwing shade, making race-based excuses, and watching her own brand plummet. Caitlin Clark is selling out arenas, breaking records, and changing the game. Wilson is selling cheap jerseys and free seats. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more updates. Stay tuned.